Hi there, friends and family. I'm Steve Klein, and welcome to Images in Motion, where I teach you the skills for photo and video restoration from the comfort of your own computer or laptop, and I may just throw a story or two in along the way. We also talk about the most cutting-edge tools and techniques for photo enhancement that you can be using today, such as AI and other tools that are at your disposal either on smartphones or other devices, so that you can share all of these wonderful memories with your loved ones for years to come. So if you're interested in these things, then consider subscribing to this channel and hitting the bell notification so that you're alerted on any new videos that come up. All right, let's get into this. Today we're going to take some more photos from this and enhance them. And today we're going to go over some of the rivers and how to enhance those old 1970s and 1980s photos of yesteryear and bring them back into life and giving them an HD look almost, at least as close as we can. So if you're interested in that, stick around as we now go to my den where we're going to go and finish the rest of this, and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to restore these old photos. Okay, Steve Klein here. We're in my den now, and let's get started on this photo 4 of the river photos that we're restoring. And here's this one right here. This is a old photo from 1978. It's a Clackamas River, and we've got some cropping issues going on the top and the bottom. We've got this photo that's oversaturated here, so we're gonna have to recrop this. I also want to bring down the exposure and do some enhancements on the background, see if we can bring some of the details and vibrancy up. So let's get started. All right, so now first of all, I'm going to bring this up in Photoshop, so I'll do that right now. And the thing I loved about the Clackamas River, by the way, is just the beautifulness of I mean, look at the mountain here, the green and the trees. These are Douglas fir trees, and it's just, let me tell you, it's just something really special to go up there in Estacada and past Estacada up in the Mount Hood National Forest. Just beautiful, gorgeous. I wish we could bring it back, and actually we are going to bring it back, because you're going to see these greens and this water vibrance and pops. So let me take a look. All right, so now we have this photo here. I'm going to grab this selection tool right away, and I'm going to try and crop this the best I can. I'm not going to worry about rotating it because I might lose some of the quality of it, so I'm just going to try and do the top and the bottom right there. So we're going to crop that image, and there we go. I'm going to click anywhere just to remove the selection tool now. I'm going to use the healing tool like we've done in the past, and I'm going to color this area right here over it, right, just like that. Same with this here, where it's kind of beveled into the top of the photo. I'm going to overlap that, including this corner there. The algorithm is going to, oh, I didn't really do a good job on that. Let me undo that. Let me increase the size of this from 30 to 40. And I'm going to overcompensate. Just a little bit over there's a little bit of a black ridge there on the top. So I'm going to cover that. And I'm also going to do this corner there. All right, that looks a lot better. I'm going to do the same on the right hand side here. You see where it's kind of going right there. So I'm going to take that down, all the way down, all the way, and voila. This doesn't look right. So the healing tool is kind of magic, really. It just does it just does wonders to kind of correct that. So now we got a full image here. Now I want to do is I want to let's start with some auto tones. See if I can get something. I don't know if I like that or not. Let's keep that. Let's not do that for now. Let me go into adjustments now. Or actually, I want to go to filters, and I want to do raw camera filter. Now we haven't really talked about this that much, and I haven't used this in the past. But I wanted to show you all of these selections that you can have when you do it this way, because this is acting as if you had a true DSLR camera. A lot of times, if you take some of the photos with the DSLR or even your iPhone and you have it for the raw footage, your photo, when you open it up on a PC or a Mac, it automatically goes into Lightroom because it knows that you want to make adjustments to that. So I don't know if I don't want to do it, go to that extreme, but I'm just going to use this and show you how many selections or all the different selections you get. So as you can see right here, you got exposure, so you can bring up and down the exposure. I think that exposure is actually pretty good. The contrast, we can bring that up and down. I might bring up a hair. The highlights, we don't really need to highlight anything. We actually probably need to take down the highlights. Okay, so here we're going to also go to the shadows. If you notice, I go up to the highest high, you can see the shadows start changing color here, so you can see them. We don't want that though. We want to maintain the shadow integrity, so we're going to bring that there. Whites, we don't really need to bring back, we don't need to bring any whites up. I mean, unless I wanted to really get to the rapids, but I think that just a hair might be okay. The blacks, again, if we take it down, blacks come back up a little bit. The saturation, I think it's fine. I'm not going to really worry about that too much, but I'll just show you what they look like. If I change the temperature, for example, see how it looks really overdone there? It almost looks like an old-fashioned photo. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to enhance this. If I go to saturation, that just brings back high all of the greens. The vibrancy, the same thing. The vibrancy does actually give it a little bit of a look. We might come back to that, but let's go keep going. Texture, here's where it really gets interesting. Check this out. So if I bring the texture down, it gets really blurry, but if I bring it up, I get a little bit more detail, and that might help us enhance this photo even with AI tools. AI does need some sort of, it needs the edges to be able to do its algorithm, and if it doesn't have any edges or if it's too blurry, it's just saying forget it. I can't see it. I can't see what's going there. Clarity, if you notice, I ring up the clarity, it's just too much. With the other way it's faded. So right about here is the sweet spot. Gets a little bit of a clarity, a little bit of a texture. And then what we want to do is we want to dehaze. Haze is where it kind of has a little foggy look to it. If I dehaze, it gets a little bit clearer, but I'm not really trying to overcompensate for this photo. All right. Okay, so now we got the highlights again. We got lights, and then we got darks. And we got shadows. And if you notice, shadow is actually giving some really good shadows there. The darks, I'm not sure I really appreciate that as much as I should. Thinking this is looking a little bit better. Now, I don't want to go into all of these and tell you what these all are, but you can kind of look them up on your own. A lot of it's, there's a vignette where it kind of distorts the outer corners. I don't really want that. There's an optical distortion here. Don't want that. Color noise reduction. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't want to mess with these because sharpening, I might want to do that, but no, I don't want to. So I think what's going to happen is, let's try and take out the blues. This is just adjusting the blue and it's not looking very good. So I'm just going to keep that. I'm not going to worry about that. All right. So I think I'm okay here. Let's click OK. So it went from here to here. So it did a lot of enhancements already. It dehazed it. I kind of like the looks of this. So let's save this. We're going to call this River 4 Photo 1978 edited. All right. So now I'm going to export this as a JPEG. I could do a PNG, but I'm just doing everything in JPEG for these older photos. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to, first of all, look in the original. All right, so the one on the left is the one that we started with originally. The one on the right is one we enhanced. You can already tell that right here, you see this? There's more green and more clarity in that bushes than there is on the left. And bringing back some of the shadows and taking down the exposure revealed some of these rocks in the river, and including the white rapids. The white rapids is still quite white. So And the shadows over here I brought back a lot, so as you can, it's really dark. So that might be good, might be bad, depending on how you look at it. What I'd like to do now is try to run this through our gigapixel. And if you remember from our last episode when we talked about the river number 3 photo that I was restoring, we actually have to dumb these photos down because we took a picture of a picture, or we scanned it at a higher resolution. And even though we scanned it at a higher resolution, the digital algorithms for the photo enhancement tool to upscale it, it will look at these photos, and it'll determine based on the dimensions, the pixel width and height, and it'll say, oh, this photo is already upscaled as much as possible, and then won't even try to get the detail. And so what I want to do is downscale these photos so that it'll re-upscale and try and bring back some of the details. If it sees these trees, for example, it'll, like these ones right here, it'll see these in this picture and it may enhance them, and it may not. It may not get as much as I would think, but let's try it. So what we want to do here is we want to downscale this to 25%. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just doing this as an experiment. So we're going to save that, export that, and we're going to say 25% reduced. Or actually, what I'd like to do is see the dimensions. What is the dimensions? 875 by 695. Let's do that. 875 by, what was I say, 695? Close enough, just that it's a lower dimension. So now I'm going to open this other one up. So now I'm going to drag and drop the image right to this, and you notice it brings back this window here. I can choose to how I want it to look, and these are the different views. Here's HQ on the upper left, standard is on the right, lower left is art and CQ, and over here is low resolution. So since this is a lower resolution photo, I'm going to back it out and just see what it's doing. Each time this says it's been updated, you can see and compare each photo with the other one. And I don't know, this standard is actually looking pretty good myself. I don't know. If I zoom in on some of these bushes, what does that look like? Let me get out of here first so you can see this fully. So, believe it or not, I think usually this art and CG doesn't look that good. But since it's I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's see these pebbles and rocks over here. See how it does it on there. I think the low resolution might win. Okay, so here's low resolution. It says updated. Oh, wow. Look at that. So as I slide it over, you can see that it's already brought some details back in these ripples down here. See that? Over here. It's almost like it's not quite getting these rocks back here correct. But it's almost like it's sharpening the whole thing, which is good. I mean, that's kind of what we were looking for. Now, if I go to HQ, which is supposed to mimic a normal photograph, it doesn't really get this. It actually blurs it up a little bit. And let me do the art and CG. See, art and CG, it almost looks a lot better with art and CG, but I think it's overdone, over the top. So I think the good safe in between is probably low quality or low res. I'm going to enhance that. All right. So now it should be at a 5250 by 4170, which is really odd. But let's look at it now. This is the original. So the original, and the one on the right is the AI enhanced. What do you guys think? AI enhanced or original? I could also put the non-AI enhanced, just the edited version. Let me do that. There we go. Okay, so here we have the original, and over here on the right is the edited that's not the AI enhanced. So non-AI enhanced, AI enhanced. Non-AI enhanced, AI enhanced. You know, the thing that I've noticed right away is it looks like it not just sharpened it, but it sharpened it crisper than it did without it. Yeah, so it did bring, oh yeah, look at this. So if I zoom in really close, the non-AI enhanced looks almost like a painting or some sort of collage. And over here, the AI enhanced, it brought back some of these shadows, these holes here in the bushes in the distance. So it did enhance it. So it did enhance it. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Leave your comments in the comments section below. I'd love to hear about them, but let me show it to you again. The one on the left here, original. The one on the right, the AI enhanced. I think it's overall pretty good. You know, it's not too bad. All right, well, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next river photo where we're going to enhance another one, and it's going to be river photo number 5 in my collection. We only have 2 more in the riverboat series. I said riverboat, the river series. It's going to be this one and then another one, which is here, right here. All right, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.